Hey everyone, it's Synth Designer back again with another video. Today I want to do a quick video on a topic that I don't see very often, and that's to do with chord voicing and how it affects your mix. I feel like this is maybe an obvious thing to say, but I don't think a lot of people have covered it, and that's when you change the chord voicing, that changes the harmonic content of your mix. Meaning, if you have a pad that hits certain notes, then what you'll see on the frequency spectrum will change and may affect your mix to its detriment or to make it better. And I'm going to demonstrate this very simply here with this pad. I have a basic chord progression here, and we're going to pull up span here. So I have span here opened up. If you're not familiar with span, it's a completely free plugin, and it shows your frequency spectrum and a whole bunch of other things. You can use a basic EQ as well, but let's take a look at this and let's pay attention to where some of these peaks are and just the general frequency spectrum of this chord progression. So you could see there's some lower information here that we would eliminate by doing some EQ work, but generally in the about 300 to 400 hertz range is where these things were peaking, and very basic pad here that works in different situations. Now, why don't we move this up an octave, and let's take a look at span again, and let's pay attention to where it peaks now. So we have the same exact pad preset, but it's peaking at 600 to 800, maybe a little bit higher, and we only change the octave. Now you might be thinking, okay, this is very obvious. But if you're thinking of things a little bit more subtly, say we move it back down, and then we have this nice pad, but we want a little bit fuller. So let's take these notes here and add them an octave down, maybe just move things around a little bit. Nice, it's sounding a little bit more full. We like the tone of this, right? But let's take a look at span now. Look at all this information between 1 and 200 hertz all of a sudden. That is your bass frequency. Now, all I did was added one note here to the pad, and all of a sudden I have some bass notes that I didn't want necessarily. Well, now we might be getting into a situation where if I had a bass playing with this pad, they would be very much clashing, and I wasn't even thinking of anything to do with bass notes with this pad. But now we have this pad influencing the bass and clashing with it. And I just added these notes here. I think this may be something that a lot of beginners overlook. Maybe not advanced users, obviously, but I think it's something that a lot of us may not be thinking of necessarily when we're creating a song at the beginning and we just like the pad, for example, and think, okay, I really want a nice full sound. Well, you can do that, but then you're going to have to be thinking about your bass frequencies. And the same goes if you're on the opposite end of the spectrum. Say we were to go up an octave and add more notes on the upper end. Well, we have a lead melody that might be clashing with that all of a sudden. So we really have to think about our voicing and how we are presenting this pad within the song itself. Don't be under the impression that just because it's a pad, it belongs and will only function within a certain frequency spectrum. It really matters based on how you voice it and obviously the preset itself, how it's set up. But a lot of basic pads will give you a huge range and ability. So don't overlook that next time you are creating a song and thinking about your mix. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this video, if you'd like to see more mixing tips. And if you think that this was helpful, please give it a like. If you didn't think it was helpful, let me know down in the comments if this was too obvious for you and you'd like to see something else. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.